Hi everybody, so welcome to week 2 of HTML. So today, as an introduction, we're going to talk about, oh my god, I'm reading straight on. So today, we're going to talk a little bit about how we make websites look different. So, as you know, not all websites look the same. Every single website looks a little bit different, and that's because we use style. Like, YouTube doesn't look exactly the same as Yahoo, right? Or Minicamp? Miniclip. I'm gonna get it eventually. YouTube doesn't look exactly the same as Yahoo or Miniclip because they use style to make everything look different. So today we're also going to learn a little bit about how to use style to make our web pages look super cool. But before that, as a warm-up, I have some code up here on the board, but I made a lot of mistakes. So can you guys help me figure out where my code is going wrong?
I don't know.
So let's take this one step at a time. Let's look at the first one first. So it looks like we're opening with an H1 tag, and we have text. So there's going to be something showing up on the page, but are we missing something here?
Closing?
Yeah, we forgot to close this header tag, and if we forget to close it, then everything is just going to be super big text. So let's close it. Do you guys remember how to close a tag?
No, I don't.
Okay. So to close a tag, you put a slash right here,
Oh.
and then the same kind of tag that you open. So now, this one is all fixed up. So now let's move on to the next tag. So we have a paragraph tag here that says, "What a beautiful day." But then at the end, there's like a weird space there. Do you think there's something missing in that space?
The slash.
Yeah. So this one is also, they also forgot to close this tag. So let's close that up. So now this one is all fixed up. And now we have one more tag here. There's a lot of funky stuff going on with this tag. So let's take it one thing at a time. First, we're closing a header tag. Then it says HTML is awesome, which it is. And then we're closing a paragraph tag. So what do you think we can do to fix this one up? Because it's got a lot of things going on.
Is it a header or a paragraph?
You guys can pick. Do you want it to be a header or a paragraph?
Let's try H3.
H3.
We've
Sounds
never
like a
used
plan.
H3 before.
So how would I make this into an H3
Erase it and everything. And
Erase
change it to
everything.
H3.
and make it an H3? All right. So now this is an H3, and it says HTML is awesome. But we're still closing a paragraph tag. But there's no paragraph over here to close. So what should we do with this tag?
Put H3.
That's right. So do I just write H3 right here?
No, with a slash.
You're right. Okay, so let's put an H3 with a slash right here. And there we go. It looks like all of my code has been fixed up. Thanks for your help, everybody. So, heading over to the computer now. Okay, so does anybody remember the page we made last week?
Yeah, the one about apples.
Yep, so our Apple page is right here, still looking the same as last week. So last week we learned how to make a pretty basic page. So we learned how to put a header on your page, how to write a paragraph on it, how to put some links in there, and how to put in a picture. But this week we're going to learn about how to make it look a little more fancy. So before I start, has anyone ever typed a paper up on Microsoft Word?
Yeah.
Yeah? So have you ever used those 3 little buttons? They're like B, I, and U.
No.
Okay, so the 3 buttons that Microsoft Word has are B for bold, I for italic, and U for underline.
Oh.
So when something is bold, that means the letters are a little bit thicker than they usually are. And when something's italic, the letters are all kind of tilted to the side. And when they're underlined, there's a line under them, like you guys usually do with your titles, right?
No.
No? Okay. So those 3 things are what we're going to learn first today. So we're going to add a new paragraph in here to show you how to do bold, italic, and underline. And when you use these tags, they should usually be inside a paragraph or a header or something else. So first of all, we'll do a bold tag. B. Apples are really good for you. So now, see how the text is a little bit thicker than this one?
Yeah.
So So that's what happens when you use the B tag. It makes the text bolder. Next, we're going to try an italic tag. So let's make a new paragraph. And we'll say an apple a day keeps the doctor away. And see, now all the text is tilted to the side. So let's close this paragraph too. And then one more paragraph. I need something else to say about apples. Anybody want to help me out here?
Apples are better than bananas.
Apples are better than bananas. Better than bananas. So close that underline tag and close that paragraph. And now we have 3 different paragraphs that each say a different thing and show you how to use bold, italic, and underline. See how all these different pieces of text look different?
Yeah.
So you can use that to make your page look a little more interesting. So if you really want to make something stand out on your page, you can use one of these. Or all 3. I've seen people use all 3, but it looks kind of messy. So now that we've used bold, italic, and underline, we're going to learn a little bit more about how to make things look a little more fancy. So, you remember how with links and images, they have these extra things called attributes that tell you more about the link or the image?
Yeah.
So you can do that with paragraphs too. So this is a style attribute, and it shows you how, in using it, you can change things about the paragraph. So we're going to change let's see, what are we going to change? We're going to change the color of this paragraph that says, I like apples a lot. We're going to make it red because most apples are red. Red. That work? Oh, there it is. And see, now the text that says, I like apples a lot is red. That's pretty cool, right?
Yeah.
But that's not all you can do. You can also change the font. So, what's a font? Do you guys know what fonts are?
No.
Okay, so fonts are like the different kinds of ways the letters can be shaped. So, maybe your teachers use this font for your papers, right? This looks like the kind of font, or the kind of letters that are on all your papers. But you can change it to, let's see, maybe like the letters that are on all those memes on the internet. I can be hip with this. Font. So to change the font, you do font dash family, and then a colon, and then Comic Sans MS. Let's try. Does that work? You have to like put it inside apostrophes or something. Look at this. I think that's good. Look, there it is. So you see how the shape of the letters changed?
Yeah.
And the color is still different. So these are 2 different things that you can do with like the style attribute. But there's one other thing you can do, and that's change the font size. So somebody give me a number between 1 and 100.
100.
100. Sounds good. So to change the font size, you do font dash size and then a colon. So the colon is those 2 little dots on top of each other. And then 100, and then you do px. Anybody know what px means? Whoop.
No.
Alright, so px stands for pixels. And a pixel is a tiny, tiny part of your computer screen that's maybe this big. So this is 100 pixels tall.
I have a question.
Yeah?
So what happens if you get rid of apostrophe in the font family?
If you get rid of the apostrophe in the font family, then the computer gets a little bit confused, so it tries to look for something else. So, let's see. If we take it out, then it just goes back to the default font because it can't find what you're looking for. So let's put that back in and leave our text here. So you can do all of this with the style attribute, but you can also do all of this with CSS. Has anybody tried working with CSS before? Maybe last week if you tried poking around the windows.
What is CSS?
CSS stands for Cascading Style Sheets. So basically, it's kind of a thing that's outside your HTML, but working together with your HTML, the computer will use it to make your page. So instead of putting this style stuff over here, we can actually go over here and select a paragraph by doing P right there, and then curly braces, and then we can say color red, just like we did last time, font family, Comic Sans MS. See, this time it goes inside quotation marks instead of apostrophes. And font size, 100 pixels. So now let's scroll down and see how the rest of our page looks. So I like apples a lot.
Wow.
Apples are really good for you. An apple a day keeps the doctor
Why
away.
is everything like that now?
Because when you do this in CSS, you say, okay, for every paragraph, the color has to be red, and the font family has to be Comic Sans MS, and the font size has to be 100 pixels. So instead of just applying all of this to one paragraph like you did on this side, now you've applied all of it to every paragraph. So let's make our font size a little bit smaller so we can read everything on the same time. But see, now that I changed the font size on this one, but this one still has the style that says 100 pixels, this one is going to stay big. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. So now, another thing you can do in CSS is you can change the background color of the whole page. So to pick the whole page, you have to type body, and then another curly brace. And then to change the background color, you type background dash color. And then what's a color we want, everybody? Or
Yellow.
yellow? Okay, so let's do yellow. And see, now the background of your whole page is yellow. But there's another way you guys can get colors. Have you guys ever heard of hex codes?
No.
Alright, so let's slide over here for a second and Google color hex codes. Because CSS will remember like basic colors like red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple, but if you want something that's a little more fancy, you might need to go look for some HTML color codes. So if we go over here to this website and scroll down a little bit, so let's go to yellow, but let's say we don't want this yellow because it's too bright. We want a kind of a darker yellow. So let's see. How does this yellow look? A little less bright, right?
Yeah.
So the hex code for this can be found right here. So a hex code is kind of like a six characters that describe the color. So
What
it
are
can,
characters?
characters are like numbers and letters.
Oh.
So we're going to copy this little 6-character code here. Copy. And then go over here. And instead of saying yellow, we're going to put hashtag and then this little color code. So see, now our background color is a little bit different. It's a little darker. It's pretty cool, right?
Yeah.
All right. So there's one more thing you can do with CSS, and that's change the alignment of the text. So right now, everything is on the left side of the page, right? But we can change it so that something can be in the middle. So we're going to change the H1 because we haven't done anything to it. It's still pretty basic. And we're going to tell it to put all the text in the middle of the page. So everything that's H1 will be in the middle instead of on the left. And we're going to do that by typing text-align, colon, and then center. And see, all the text moved over to the middle. Pretty cool, right?
No, that's lame.
Oh, really? It's okay. You can change other things about it too. You can put it all over on the right side if you wanted to. So I'm going to give out a worksheet and you guys can practice playing around with the colors and the text alignment and everything else. So here we go.